everyone, it's Teacher Bernadett and welcome to today's morning ring. So today is Tuesday. Now, if today is Tuesday, what day is it going to be tomorrow? Wednesday. And what day comes before Tuesday? Monday. Very good. Now, from a few weeks ago, we did the days of the week on our paper plates to make sure that we know what day the day of the week is. So we said that Monday is the first day of the week. Okay, so let's quickly go through our paper plates if you have them. If you don't have them, pause the video and quickly go get them. Okay, so Monday we said is the first day of the week. Tuesday is the second day of the week. Wednesday is the third day of the week. Thursday is the fourth day of the week. Friday is the fifth day of the week. Saturday the sixth day of the week. And Sunday will be our seventh day of the week because there are 7 days in a week, if you remember from our song that we did yesterday. And what month we are in right now? The month of May, and we said that the month of May is the 5th month of the year. Now let's quickly do our months of the year song. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Very good. Now, let's count a little bit. We haven't counted in a while. So I want us to count from 1 and see how far we can get. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. Very good. So that's where we're going to stop today. If you think you can count more, which I know you probably can, I want you to keep counting and see how far you can get. But remember, when you skip a number, that means you have to start over until you remember all the numbers. You're not actually counting, because if you skip, you're skip counting, and we're not skip counting today, that's for sure. Okay, so we said that this week we are learning all about the letter N, and the letter N makes the sound N. So let's go through a few words that we know that start with the letter N, and we're going to break the words up into sound parts. Okay, so this can be a little bit tricky, but that's why I'm doing this with you, and we're going to do this every day, just a few words. We'll do 5 words a day, just to see if we can all hear properly how we are supposed to say the words. So today we are going to focus on words that only start with the letter N. So let's start with night. Now the word night has only one sound. It goes night. It doesn't go night. No, it goes night. One sound, one quick word, and that's all we have. But if we take the word narwhal, then we have gnaw and wall. So that's 2 sounds. 1 word, 2 sounds. Narwhal. Okay. Let's think of another word. Neighborhood. We all live in a neighborhood, and some of us know our neighbors. But let's see. Neighborhood. So we have neighborhood. So neighborhood. So we have neighborhood. So one word has 3 sounds. Neighborhood. the hood. Very good. Let's think of another word. Next. Okay, so next is a tricky one because it sounds like there's two sounds, but actually, like night, it's one quick word, but it's just got a strong end. So it goes next. Easy, like night. Next. One word, one sound. So let's think of one more word. Negative. Negative is a fun word. So let's see. Negative. So there's another word with 3 sound parts. Negative. Okay, so now what you can do to practice your sounds is you can add onto the words and see how many more words you can break up into sounds. Okay, so let's get to our theme for the week. Now, if you remember, our theme is Under the Sea. So this week today, silly teacher, we are going to talk about the big animals in the sea. Now, our biggest animal that we all know is the whale. Now, there are very many different types of whales that we all know and love. And if you look behind me, I'll show you in a little bit once the advert is done. I put on a video of some whales that we can look at. But another big creature that we all know is the shark. Sharks are very dangerous. And yesterday we said that they are fish, but they are fish without bones. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let me just put the focus on the screen. Look how big that whale is. Now, the reason the whales are so dark is because they live so deep in the bottom of the ocean. But they still need some oxygen to breathe, so they come into the air, just like dolphins do, just to get a little bit of extra breath so that they can keep swimming deep and far. Now, an interesting thing about whales is that they sing. Whales love to sing, and that is how they talk to each other. So if you can think of a whale song, if you want to find out about whale song, or even if you want to make your own whale song, I think that would be pretty cool. So if you want to make your own whale song, send it to me. I'd love to listen to your whale song. Okay, so let's keep going. Okay, so another big creature that lives in the ocean, and it's quite big. Some of them haven't even been discovered yet, which is pretty cool because they live right at the bottom of the ocean, and some live so deep that they've never been seen, but every now and then 1 or 2 of them will come to the surface to see what is out there. And these are big octopuses. Now, an octopus is a sea creature that has 8 legs. A whole of 8. We only have 2. An octopus has 8 legs so that it can move and so that it can grab food and protect itself as it needs to. So some of them are very big, some of them are small, some of them get eaten by humans as calamari. I'm sure some of you have had a lot of calamari before. So there are some more creatures. Another big creature that we all know and love is the dolphin. Now, the dolphin, there are so many different types of dolphins, but the one that we know the best in South Africa is the bottlenose dolphin, because his nose looks like a little bottle, the end of a bottle, which is pretty cute. And these live in the oceans around South Africa. Okay, another big creature. Some of them are small, some of them are big, but they all live together, so it's a little bit confusing. But they are called coral. Now, coral is very cool. The coral can be like the buildings and the trees, and some fish use it for food and protection. So the coral, which it's so big, it's almost almost the whole bottom of the ocean. But we'll talk later about that in another video. But there's so many different types of coral that we can say it's like a city, because some of them are big like buildings, some of them are small like trees and bushes, and some of them are like homes for many fish, and some of them also catch the food, but they don't always eat all the food. So some of the fish get to eat the food that the coral won't eat, which is pretty cool. So the coral, which is a lot of different creatures that make almost one big creature, which makes a city for the ocean, which is one of the biggest creatures in the ocean. So that is our big creatures discussion for today, and I can't wait to see you all later for some more fun activities. Bye everyone! It's Teacher Bernadett and welcome to today's activity. So today's activity is all about learning the letter N. Now the letter N makes the sound N. So what words can you think of that start with the letter N? Let's think. I can think of neighbor or neighborhood. What about night? Or negative, or let's think of one more. Narwhal's a good one. Naughty. Yeah, that's all I can think of right now. There'll be a lot more popping into my head as it does. But if you can think of any other words that start with the letter N, let me know. So now you're thinking, okay, great. The letter N makes the sound N, and here are some words. But that's not it. Definitely not. We need to learn how to write the letter. So, I'm going to use my big whiteboard, my medium-sized whiteboard actually. And we are going to learn... That didn't want to come out, did it? Oh, goodness. Anyway. Okay, well, these are the colours we're using then. Okay, so I drew my lines. I hope you draw yours, just to make sure that we know where exactly on our papers our letters have to go, especially when we start big school like grade 1 next year. Okay, so first thing we do, just to make sure, is we're going to draw our head, our tummy, and our tail. To make sure you know that this is your head, we're just going to draw some ears and a face. There you go. Oh, and we can even draw some paws. Okay, there you go. So now that we have our head, tummy, tail lines, we know where to go. So for the letter N, it only goes in the middle. So the tummy line. So remember, we write from top to bottom and left to right. Okay, so if you're ever confused, just remember, when reading and writing, we go from top to bottom and left to right. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the top line of the tummy line, or the top of the tummy line of the top line of the tummy line. Okay, top of tummy line. Straight line all the way down. Now you can lift your pencil here, or you can go back up and same line. So if you don't lift your pencil, you have to make sure that the line is exactly the same. You can't have a line like this, because then it doesn't quite look nice, hey? Or like that, or even like that. Okay, so then we go back to the top. Now we're going to leave a little bit of space so that we can make a little neck for our N. There's another word, neck. Okay, so then we're going to make a big belly touching the top of the tummy line and going all the way down to the bottom of the tummy line. Okay, so I'm just going to do one more without you seeing, just so that it's, you know, very nice. I'm just going to make an extra one, just because. Okay, so there you go. Now you can see this one isn't quite as fat as that one. It doesn't quite matter how fat it is, but we don't want it skinny and we don't want it extra fat. Okay, so yours can be medium fat or it can be a little over medium fat. Okay, so remember, it's okay if it doesn't always look exactly the same, because none of these look the same. But you know what? That's what human is. We can't always do the exact same thing every single time. So there's our letter N with different sizes of fat tummies that touch the top of the tummy line. Okay, and to practice your letter N, you have to do it quite a few times. So you can use your own whiteboard or your own chalkboard if you have it, or if you don't have it, a piece of scrap paper. So there's our letter N with different sizes of fat tummies that touch the top of the tummy line. Okay, and to practice your letter N, you have to do it quite a few times. So you can use your own whiteboard or your own chalkboard if you have it, or if you don't have it, a piece of scrap paper or white paper or even line paper. And you can just draw on the line on the paper, not on the line, on the paper. Or you can put it in a plastic sleeve so you can keep writing and rubbing off and writing and rubbing off. But remember, to make it easier for yourself, make the headline, the tummy line and the tail line, just to help you out. Okay, and that is that. There are also some lovely worksheets that you can find and have fun with. So I can't wait to see you again. Bye guys! Hi everyone, it's Teacher Bernadett and welcome back to today's, or Tuesday's, art activity. So for today what we're going to do is we're going to finish off the ocean box that we started yesterday. So what you're going to need is your ocean box that you painted. You're also going to need some cotton wool balls. I'm going to use an extra plastic sleeve. You can even use a cup or a bowl. You're going to need some glue, whichever glue you have, some blue food coloring. If you don't have blue food coloring, blue paint is fine, even water paint. And then you're also going to need your scissors, which I don't know where my scissors are, but I'll find them. And then we're going to cut out our pictures and the big square that we haven't actually touched yet. So it's going to be messy, so be careful and try and do it outside if you can, or on a table where you can cover it with newspaper. And let's get started. So there you go, we've cut out all our little fish and we made a little coral reef there at the bottom, you can see. And now you have your 3D ocean box that we will use later on to make a puppet show. Or you can even just use it to look at it and add to it, add some real sand or some real dirt or some real shells if you have, or you can draw your own shells and patterns that you want inside your box and just make it your ocean box. I can't wait to see your ocean boxes, so send me some pictures and I'll see you soon. Bye everyone.